Have you ever wondered what makes someone risk their life, even knowing the dangers? What drives men and women to face fear and throw themselves into situations that seem unthinkable to most of us? Is it the pursuit of glory, the desire to be remembered and admired, or something deeper in need to fulfill a duty, to serve a greater purpose? In today's video, we're going to explore the hidden motivations that push soldiers to stand on the front lines, in search of something far beyond any material reward. As we analyze what drives these men and women, you'll discover that although the circumstances are extreme, the principles that guide them can be applied to the everyday challenges we face. When we look at stories of courage, like those of these soldiers, it gives us an opportunity to reflect. What is so important to us that we would face any difficulty for it? Throughout this video, we're going to unpack these motivations and understand how they can inspire us to find purpose and determination in our own lives. So, get ready to dive into this journey of self-discovery and inspiration. You'll see that courage and a sense of duty can become powerful tools for tackling challenges and transforming the way we approach our own fears and goals. To understand what drives soldiers to risk their lives, we need to look back in time and examine how the pursuit of glory and a sense of duty have shaped history. From the ancient battles of Sparta, where warriors fought to the death to protect their people, to modern conflicts, we find men and women willing to sacrifice everything. But what motivated them? In the ancient world, glory was a pursuit that went beyond personal interest. In Greek battlefields, for instance, being a courageous warrior was the highest honor a citizen could achieve. For many, glory was a way to ensure that their deeds would not be forgotten, a means of leaving their mark on history. This desire for recognition is still a powerful motivation today, but with one difference. It's often combined with a greater purpose, a mission that goes beyond the individual. The transition to the modern era also brought a new understanding of duty. During World War I and World War II, for example, thousands of young people enlisted not just for glory, but out of a deep sense of responsibility to their country and family. These soldiers weren't just looking for recognition. They felt they were fighting to protect the freedom and values of their nations. Many of them never returned, but they left a legacy that inspired future generations to value sacrifice and commitment. This connection between glory and duty continues to be a pillar in the motivations of contemporary soldiers. In more recent conflicts, such as those in the Middle East, many soldiers express a sense of belonging and responsibility that drives them to face the unknown. They see themselves as part of a collective mission, where their sacrifice contributes to something greater, a cause worth fighting for. This fusion of glory and duty reveals how these principles shape soldiers' decisions in high-risk situations. Tracing this historical line, we see that courage and sacrifice have been central themes in the choices of different generations. These values that inspired ancient warriors and modern soldiers help us understand that, when the purpose is clear, even fear can be overcome. This historical analysis sets the stage for us to understand the specific factors that motivate today's soldiers and how these motivations connect to our own lives. For some soldiers, the motivation to face danger and risk their lives is linked to the pursuit of glory and recognition. This human desire to be remembered and admired transcends cultures and eras, being one of the most powerful impulses in history. In many societies, the figure of the hero is celebrated, exalted, and even immortalized. And for these soldiers, the prospect of achieving that status can be a strong enough reason to face the greatest adversities. When a soldier seeks glory, they are, in part, seeking to immortalize their deeds. It's a way of leaving a mark on the world, of ensuring that their courage and sacrifice will not be forgotten. This desire for recognition is not something superficial. It responds to a deep human need to be valued, to know that their actions will have a lasting impact and be remembered by future generations. In many cases, this pursuit of glory is nurtured from childhood, through stories of national heroes, historical figures, or even heroic characters in literature and cinema. At the same time, glory can become a form of personal validation. For these soldiers, Being recognized for their deeds can be a confirmation that their sacrifice was worthwhile, that they were able to overcome fear and achieve something truly meaningful. In extreme situations, the desire for glory becomes a powerful antidote to fear, a reason to move forward, even when the path is dangerous. This motivation for recognition is something that many of us experience on a smaller scale. We all seek, in some way, the feeling that our efforts matter and that will leave a lasting contribution. Reflecting on this motivation helps us understand why so many soldiers face danger with courage and determination, and allows us to question how this pursuit of recognition can drive us in our own challenges and goals. Beyond the pursuit of glory and recognition, many soldiers are driven by a profound sense of duty and commitment to a greater purpose. This feeling of responsibility transcends ego and personal quest for prominence, elevating itself to a commitment to something that, for them, is sacred, protecting their country, their community, their values, and even their comrades. It's a drive born from a solid conviction that what they do is not just a job, but a mission. The sense of duty makes soldiers willing to sacrifice their well-being, and even their lives, for something they believe is greater than themselves. This drive is common in situations where the soldier feels they're contributing to the collective well-being, the defense of their nation, or even the maintenance of peace. This conviction is what enables them to face challenges with resolve, even when circumstances are adverse and the odds of survival are uncertain. Many soldiers express that their sense of duty helps them cope with fear and uncertainty. When the purpose is clear, fear becomes secondary. There is a trust in the value of the mission, which fills the soldier with an unexpected courage. This confidence in fulfilled duty acts as a beacon that guides the soldier amidst chaos, giving them strength to move forward when everything around them seems to be falling apart. This sense of duty is also a principle that can be applied in our own lives. Just like soldiers, each of us can find motivation in greater purposes, such as caring for family, contributing to the community, or helping others. By understanding this motivation, we can reflect on our own commitments and how, in our daily choices, we can draw inspiration from the courage of those who live for duty. Beyond glory and duty, one of the most profound factors that motivates soldiers is camaraderie, the bond of friendship and trust built with their comrades. For many, this bond becomes more important than any individual motivation. Soldiers form a true brotherhood among themselves, a tacit commitment to protect each other, regardless of circumstances. This connection is essential to the team spirit and strengthens during training and adversities faced in combat. On the battlefield, the sense of belonging to the group and loyalty to teammates are often what drives a soldier to expose themselves to danger. In moments of high tension, the commitment to the group can become stronger than individual fear. Many soldiers say that in risky situations, the safety of their comrades becomes an absolute priority, and the instinct to protect the group surpasses the instinct for self-preservation. This kind of camaraderie creates an almost unbreakable bond, one that remains even after military service ends. This spirit of sacrifice for the group reveals the value of mutual support and trust, fundamental in any relationship. In everyday life, we can apply this same principle to our own lives by recognizing the importance of building relationships of support and mutual protection. In our social circles, at work, and within families, a sense of teamwork and commitment to others' well-being can give us the strength to face challenges and overcome difficult moments. This perspective of camaraderie reinforces the idea that when we feel part of something bigger and have people we can rely on, we gain the courage to face even the most adverse situations. Soldiers teach us, through their loyalty, that building solid and genuine relationships can motivate us to go beyond what we thought possible. After exploring the main factors that motivate soldiers' glory, duty, and camaraderie, it's natural to reflect on how these same principles can be applied to our everyday lives. Although the challenges faced by soldiers in combat are extreme, the values and motivations that drive them are universal and can inspire us all to face our own obstacles. In daily life, we also face battles that require courage and determination. It might be the pursuit of a professional dream, a health issue, a financial challenge, or even overcoming a personal crisis. When we look at soldiers' courage, we can ask ourselves, what is so important to us that we would be willing to face hardships and sacrifices? Is there something in our lives that motivates us to go beyond our limits? Just as many soldiers find meaning in the idea of glory and recognition, we too seek ways to be remembered and valued. This pursuit of recognition might come in the form of achieving a life goal, helping our community, or building a legacy. Identifying this personal glory can give us a strong purpose that keeps us steadfast in difficult times. When we have a clear goal, we become more resilient in overcoming fear and discouragement. The sense of duty and a greater purpose can also play an essential role in our routine. When we commit to broader values, such as caring for our family, contributing to society, or helping those around us, we're inspired to keep going, even in tough times. This larger purpose strengthens us, making each action more meaningful, just as a soldier's sense of mission strengthens them in combat. Finally, camaraderie and the spirit of group sacrifice play a fundamental role in our relationships. Knowing that we are not alone and have trustworthy people by our side can make all the difference. In our work, in friendships, and in family, mutual support gives us the strength to face challenges with more confidence and less fear. Soldiers' example reminds us that building these bonds of trust and loyalty not only brings security, but also gives us the courage to face whatever comes our way. In summary, we can learn a lot from soldiers' motivations and apply it to our own lives. The pursuit of purpose, a sense of duty, and mutual support can transform how we face our own challenges. When we understand what motivates us, we gain the strength to go beyond, facing whatever life brings our way. To give even more depth to what we've explored, let's listen to some voices of soldiers who have faced extreme situations and shared their motivations. Real testimonies, filled with emotion and authenticity, help illustrate how these values glory, duty, and camaraderie manifest in the lives of these men and women, offering an even closer look at what drives them. In interviews and war records, many soldiers express that the strength to face extreme danger comes not just from a commitment to duty or the desire for recognition, but primarily from love for their comrades. One veteran described it in that moment, "I wasn't thinking about myself, but about the people next to me. We were in this together, and I would do anything to make sure we all got home." This loyalty transforms fear into courage and reinforces the importance of having someone to rely on. Inspirational quotes from historical and military figures strengthen this view. General Douglas MacArthur, for instance, once said, "Courage is the greatest of virtues because it guarantees all the others." Words like these show the power of commitment and how, in times of crisis, these principles become guides that give meaning to action. These testimonies and quotes remind us that, even in situations that push us to the limit, the values of glory, duty, and camaraderie can give us the strength needed to move forward. At the end of this journey of understanding what drives soldiers, it becomes clear that their courage goes far beyond a simple willingness to face danger. Glory, duty, and camaraderie are profound values that reveal the power of inner motivation to push limits and tackle the greatest challenges. For many of us, these lessons of courage and purpose can be a powerful source of inspiration. The central question we explored, what motivates someone to risk everything, leads us to reflect on what truly matters in our own lives. What gives us the strength to keep going? What is our higher purpose, that which we would be willing to fight and endure hardship for? Just as soldiers find reasons to move forward on the battlefield, each of us can identify values and goals that give us meaning and courage in our personal journey. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on how these values apply to your everyday life. What elements of glory, duty, and camaraderie can you cultivate in your life? Discovering these reasons can not only strengthen us, but also transform how we face challenges and difficulties, giving us a purpose that goes beyond ourselves. If you made it this far, it's because you also believe in the power of these values to transform lives. So now we want to hear from you. What motivates you to keep going? Is there something you'd be willing to face challenges and difficulties for? Share your answer in the comments. We want to create a space for sharing ideas and support, where everyone can find inspiration in each other's stories. If this video has inspired you or made you reflect on what truly matters in your life, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We have many videos about courage, purpose, and personal challenges, and your support helps us continue bringing these topics to you. Also, share this video with someone you think might benefit from this message. After all, we all face battles in life, and sometimes all we need is a word of encouragement or an inspiring thought to keep moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope that these values of glory, duty, and camaraderie will also accompany you on your journey. See you in the next video.